Good evening and welcome to The Starving Student. I'm Lauren Murphy and tonight we're going to make some fabulous Super Bowl treats that are healthy and not super expensive. So you're going to be the hit of your Super Bowl party. You're going to have a lot of fun making these things. So to start off, our fabulous ingredients. Ta-da! We have some really great stuff. Here we have some ground turkey, and that's going to make some great little turkey sliders that we're going to have in a little bit with our whole wheat little dinner buns. Great, game snack that's done in a nice, healthy, and not as fatty way. So that's awesome. We have some avocados. We're going to make some homemade guacamole. You can have that with chips. We're going to have it with some vegetables and have a nice fibrous dipping snack, and that's going to be wonderful. We have some different veggies here for dipping. We've got some pretzel crisps, which are wonderful. We're going to make a seasoned herb cream cheese and have some cucumbers go on top of those pretzel crisps. So it's going to be a nice salty snack that gives you a nice little fresh kick of cucumber too. And finally, we're going to have a nice vegetable dip made with some ranch seasoning and some Greek yogurt. So we're going to start on our adventure with our turkey sliders. We've got our ground turkey, as I showed you before. We've got some zesty mustard. I'm pretty excited about it. I got it at the Manatee Festival last weekend, and I'm pretty excited. We've got some cheddar jack, and we're going to get started. So I'm going to scooch our little bowl over here. We're going to start in this bowl. We're going to add some seasonings, so pretty much exactly what you would add to a normal burger. We're going to get some pepper, a lot of pepper. I like my burgers a little spicy. Now just because these are turkey burgers doesn't mean they have to be boring. The greatest things about burgers are you can mix whatever you want into them. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to top these sliders with some of the guacamole that we're going to make, and they're going to be excellent. I like my burgers to be a little California-y. We had this problem last time with the onion powder. There we go. Sometimes you just have to beat the crap out of the onion powder. Fabulous. We're going to get a little bit of garlic powder going on. This one's a little easier. And some sea salt. Great. Now we're going to get 2 teaspoonfuls of zesty mustard. If you don't have a teaspoon measurement, I happen to, but this spoon was closer. You can get your spoons at IKEA, and they come with a tablespoon and a teaspoon, so that's pretty wonderful. Getting our zesty mustard on. Now if you don't have, I guess this is Aunt Ruthie's homemade zesty mustard. You can get like a Dijon or a deli style. Anything will work. We just want to give our meat a little kick here. Turkey's a little, blander, I guess, than ground beef. Doesn't have as much fat, so you lose some of that flavor. So what we're going to do is add some of that flavor back with the zesty mustard and our spices and a little bit of our cheddar jack cheese. Now, I love sliders because they're tiny, and I'm tiny. And sometimes I don't like to eat a whole hamburger, but I do like to eat 7 small little burgers. First time I ever had sliders was at a Michigan White Castle, where I was dared by some of my guy friends to try to finish as many as they did. That ended terribly, but that's okay. I guess it ended well for them because they thought it was super funny that I got sick. I didn't think it was super funny. Also, White Castle is gross. Just saying. These are going to be way better than White Castle. So we're going to mix this all together. And it's going to look kind of gross when you're looking at it here. It smells really good though because we've got our fabulous flavorful mustard mixing in. We've got all our spices and our cheese. That cheese is going to get really melty and awesome. We're going to be able to put it on our little buns and they're going to be great. Okay, so that's nice and mixed in, as you can see. And we are ready to make our patties. Now, I have thoroughly washed my hands before I started, just so you know. And so we have a greased baking sheet right here. We're going to make little slider-sized patties, kind of like meatball size, and then we're just going to flatten them out a little bit. Now, I know some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, that's so gross, it's raw meat. It's actually really fun to make meatballs and patties. It's kind of a good stress reliever, getting all your anger out on your little patty here. So that's about the size we want, maybe about an 1.5 inches in diameter. So nothing too big. They're going to go on our little tiny rolls, but nothing too small either because you know, we don't want to be hungry. We don't want to still be a starving student after we're done making this meal. We want to be a full student, or at least a not as hungry student, since we're going to be making so many other wonderful things. Okay, so we're going to pop these in. Our oven is at 350 degrees. We're going to start them off at 9 minutes. Got my handy dandy cupcake timer. 9. Perfect. They might need a little more than that or a little less. Hopefully not a little less, because otherwise you're going to be burning them. That's why I set them for 9, because that's a pretty solid minimum, I'd say. But we can always cook them for longer, so there you go. So now we're going to move on to our fabulous zesty guacamole. We have our avocados, which were buy one get one free this week, which is fabulous. And we're going to start chopping them up. Now the secret with avocados is you want to try to get some that are a little squeezable and kind of more brownish than green. That's how you know that they're ripe. So these ones are probably not the most ripe, which is why they're buy one get one free. We're going to use them anyway. They're just going to be a little more yellowy than green. Now some of the great things about avocados, let's get this turkey thing out of here. And let me get another cutting board. And not that one. Okay, how about this one? There we go. We're going to scooch this out of the way. And this is going to be our guac bowl. Alright, so now we're going to start counting to see how many guac puns I can make, because I can think of a lot of them. I promise it won't be guac word. Alright, so this is the best way to cut an avocado. You there's a really big pit in the center. We just kind of go all the way around and we meet on the other side. And then you can twist and then it comes apart just like that. And this is actually a perfect avocado. So I was wrong when I thought it wasn't going to be ripe enough. So a really good way to get the pit out, you kind of chop your knife into there and just flick it out on the side if that's going to work. How about we scooch that off just a little bit. The pits are kind of hard to get out, and you have to be careful you don't cut yourself, which is entirely possible because I'm sometimes a little bit clumsy. So maybe we're just going to cut around it a little bit so we don't have any on-the-job injuries. Not like I get paid to make this YouTube video, but, you know, just in case. All the more reason to not get injured. Come on, avocado pit, come on. There we go. All right. It's kind of a pain. But now that we have our avocado, a good way to get it out of its peel is to score it like that. Kind of go crossways. And that way, you can just kind of squeeze it and it's all going to come out. Oh yeah. And good thing I just washed my counters, because that's just going to go right back in there. And I'm going to wash my hands off just a little bit again. Now, avocados are really good for you. They have a lot of really great, good fats for you. They have omega-3s, which is great because I don't eat fish. So, that's how I get a lot of my omega-3s. They have a lot of vitamin E, which is great for your skin. I actually make an avocado hair and face mask out of my rotten avocados, and it's fabulous for my hair. It makes it shiny and healthy. Although one time I didn't realize that I had already made, I had like it was a little bowl of guac, but I didn't realize I had seasoned it, and I put that on my face, and that was not a good situation. So please don't do that. If you're going to put avocado on your hair or face, make sure it's raw, pure avocado and doesn't have garlic in it, because gosh, that burned a lot. This is kind of a messy menu today, but that's alright. We're definitely having fun. And again, I don't like football anyway, so I would rather cook and make all my guests happy, or all my people who are going to invite me over who are to be determined, than I would watch the game. Although I did used to be a cheerleader in high school, so I know how the game works. I'm just not very interested in either of the teams. I do like watching the ads. I don't know if I'm going to like watching the halftime show. I'm not I mean, I like Madonna, but she's kind of been, you know, we've seen it. Let's be serious. We've seen it. We've seen it for as long as I've been alive. That's how old Madonna is. It's kind of pushing it. All right, so we've got our we've got a pain in our eyes. That's what we've got. We have our fresh lime. We're just going ahead and squeezing that right over our guacamole. This is a very messy one. That's okay. So we've got our first half and our second half. Now, if you get a really unripe lime, like if it's hard, you can't really squeeze it. Ooh, and our sliders are done. Something good is maybe to microwave it. You can also roll it on your cutting board. Kind of releases some of the juices from the rind of the lime. Beautiful. And I love when my hands smell like lime, which is really weird, but it's delicious. We have a lime scented soap, which I don't need to use right now because I already put lime on my hands. And they smell like lime. Okay, let's check on our sliders. Oh yeah, they look really good. Let me grab and here. Ooh. Just knocking stuff over. Gosh, I keep wanting to say guac word. I need to think of a better thing. Okay, these are actually still a little bit pink. So I think what I'm going to do is leave them in here for another 2 minutes. Okay, so back to our guac. We have our lime juice. We have our avocado. We're going to add some garlic powder. A lot of garlic powder. And we're going to take that little pit out. I like my guacamole really garlicky. A little bit of onion powder. Pepper. Cilantro. I just learned how to roll my R's. Oh yeah, that's okay. Probably not that much cilantro, but it's going to be fine. I have dried cilantro, but I also have fresh in my herb garden, which is out on my balcony. But because I didn't get it before I started filming, I'm using dried cilantro. Also, there are sketchy people who live underneath our apartment who sometimes go outside and smoke. I feel like they're deterring from the quality of my herbs. I'm just saying. If you want to make a joke about the quality of their herbs, feel free to do that. I will not make that joke. Anyway, we're adding some sea salt. Last ingredient to our guac is a diced tomato. If you're not a tomato person, you don't have to add the diced tomato. I think it adds, you know, a nice chunky and watery, acidic note to our guacamole. So I really like adding diced tomato. But I know there are a lot of people who are weird about tomatoes, so I totally understand. And we're just gonna put that over there. Okay, dicing up our tomato. I don't really like the core of tomatoes. Not my most favorite thing. We're gonna chop the top part off and the bottom part. And it says our sliders are done again. Let's see, oven. I don't know if I believe you. Yeah, I think they're probably done. Okay. As you can see, our sliders are cheesy and melty and fatty. And sizzly. There you go. I didn't say turkey burgers and turkey, you know, ground turkey had no fat, but it definitely has less than ground beef. So if you want a healthier option, definitely go with the ground turkey. They also make ground chicken, and that's really great too. If you wanted to cut that out altogether, you could have a mushroom burger or a boca burger or a veggie burger or some other kind of, you know, little slider element. Alright, so we're going to put our diced tomatoes right into our guac. And these are perfect. They're beautiful and red. And they were on sale, so I was pretty excited about that. Okay, So we have our fabulous makings of our guacamole here. We're just going to grab a spoon, mix it all together, mash it all up, and it's going to be good to go. Yum! Oh yeah, so the lime juice gets all in there and it coats everything and just makes it all fresh and bright. We have that awesome garlic and the cilantro. Brings that little bit of added, kick and kind of that Mexican flair that everybody loves about guacamole. Now guacamole is great for chips, it's great for veggies, it's great for a lot of different things. Okay, so our guac is a little bit mixed in because our avocados are not as ripe as they could be though. It's still really chunky. So if you want to thin out your guacamole, what I would suggest is instead of adding sour cream, adding some Greek yogurt. Which I know sounds gross, but it's really not. Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, especially by this brand, which is pronounced Fage, even though it looks like Fage. It's not Fage. It doesn't really taste like anything. So you just add it in. It adds like a creamy texture, but not really any flavor. But we are going to flavor this for a different veggie dip in just a second. If I could get it open, which I totally can't. There we go. Fabulous. Gonna get a little teaspoon. Oh, it has plastic on it. I was like, this looks weird. There we go. So as you can see, it's kind of the same consistency as the sour cream, maybe a little fluffier, but we're just going to add that in and it's going to make our guac really nice and creamy without adding any, without adding a whole lot of fat. Greek yogurt also has a ton of protein in it. So we are making our guac work for us. We are telling it to guac this way. That was kind of good. Come on. Not really. All right. So that is just about the chunkiest, most delicious smelling guacamole I have ever seen. We're going to set that off to the side. By the side, I mean over here-ish. There we go. So, this is dry ranch seasoning. It's used to make ranch dressing, obviously, but it's so much more versatile than that. Instead of adding it to the typical buttermilk, I don't know what else is in ranch, actually. I just know it's buttermilk. We can add it to pretty much anything we want and make it taste awesome and ranchy, and it doesn't have to be high fat like buttermilk is. So what we're going to do is remember our fabulous Greek yogurt. We're going to add half a packet of our ranch into our Greek yogurt and make a really awesome vegetable dip. So that's about half of the packet. The only reason we're using half is because we're going to use the other half for something else. It's going to be great. There we go. All you have to do is mix that in. Super simple. That smells really good. Now this is a great dip for veggies, it's a great dip for pretzels, for chips. I don't condone the consumption of chips. But if you're going to eat them, you might as well eat them with a Greek yogurt dip instead of a sour cream dip or a buttermilk dip or, a high-fat, not very good for you dip. Of course, ideally, we should be dipping vegetables in here. But it's your Super Bowl. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I just show you how I live mine. And I think this is awesome. And it tastes really good. Oh yeah. Ooh. It's like tangy and ranchy. I know ranchy isn't a very good description, but there's not really a very good way to describe ranch. So I think you know what I mean. So that's good to go. I'll just take the lid off of that. Fabulous. We have one more thing to do with our ranch packet. we have some fat-free cream cheese here, which honestly tastes terrible. Fat-free cream cheese is, you know, it's not wholesome, it's not hearty. I wouldn't put it on my bagel, but when we mix the ranch packet in, it transforms into something wonderful. And I think I'm going to need a separate bowl because I don't know how I'm going to mix that ranch packet in. So, let me grab a little bowl. This one's the perfect size. Little blue bowl. I'm really happy I have so many fun bowls at my house. They're not all mine. Some of them belong to my roommate. That looks really gross, but it's about to be delicious. Okay, so we're going to put the rest of our ranch packet in. There we go. And exactly like we did before, we're just going to mix it up. But this time, we have an added twist. We're going to spread it on some of our pretzel crackers and add a little slice of cucumber. So it's going to be really fresh. And you're going to get some of that, you know, cucumbers and ranch is such a good combination. And then you get the saltiness of the pretzel, and it's crispy and crunchy, and oh, it's fabulous. This is one of my favorite things to make for parties. It's so easy. It's so inexpensive. You know, the ranch packet costs like 20 cents. It's not even, you know, not even expensive at all. Cream cheese really isn't that expensive. And I like dipping it either, or spreading it rather, on the pretzel crackers, like the pretzel crisps there, or the Townhouse flip sides that are the half pretzel, half cracker. But pretzel crisps are on sale this week, which is how you eat on a budget. What I do is I only either shop generic brand or things that are on sale unless it's absolutely necessary that I buy something brand name. So that's a great tip for saving money. Okay, pretzel crisps. Like I said, this is super easy, and I guess I'm going to do it over here. Running out of room to do things. We'll just put that there. Almost dropped my plate. That would have been, actually wouldn't have been a big deal. I have like 8,000 plates. I got them at IKEA, so I have plates aplenty. So we're just going to spread out some of our pretzel crisps. Unfortunately, we're going to have to eat the broken ones, so just put those off to the side. iPhone difficulties, so we're gonna jump right into it with the webcam conclusion of this episode of Starving Student. So where we left off, we have a cucumber. It is now sliced in half. We're gonna make it into half moons, really quick, nice thin half moons. Perfect. We're gonna take some of our cream cheese spread that we have in our bowl. We're gonna put it on our pretzel crisp. Oh yeah. And we're going to plop a cucumber right on top. And it looks really simple, and it is, but it tastes great. So we're going to do a whole plate full of those. We're going to leave those there for now. What we also have going on is we have some veggies that are around our fabulous yogurt dip. And they are right over here. I'm going to bring them over. Doesn't that look great? And it looks just like a ranch dip, except it's so many less calories. So much better for you. It has lots of protein, and it took you about 4 seconds to make it, so that's pretty awesome. We're going to get this cucumber open. We're going to chop some cucumbers so we can dip it in our yummy ranch. There we go. And just like this. And like that. And have these again. Now this is really great. I think vegetables are really filling. And again, they're obviously a lot better for you than chips or anything like that. And a lot of times people really appreciate it when you bring vegetables to parties and things. So there is our finished vegetable platter. It does not look delicious. It's so colorful. We've got some broccoli and carrots, some red pepper, some cucumber. Our celery got a little flaccid, so we're not using celery, but that's okay. We're going to go put this on the table. Okay. All right, now it's time for our sliders. We have our dinner rolls cut up. They are ready for sliding. We've got our fabulous patties. And actually, I'm just going to pick these up with my hand. It's going to be easier. We're going to plop them right on our bun. Ooh, those look really good. And they smell great, too. Smell all cheesy and awesome. I think I did too many close buns here. That's alright. Ah, delicious. And there we go. So we're going to top our sliders with some of our guacamole, which is over here. Yeah, kind of falling over. That's alright. Now, we really love turkey burgers with avocado. It just kind of goes together. Nice and California-y and fresh and delicious. We're just going to pile that right on. If you want to add more tomatoes, you're welcome to. But remember, we already have diced tomato in the guacamole, so you don't really need to if you don't want to. Oh, yeah. And then the rest of our guacamole, we can dip our extra veggies in. And there we go. So there you have it. We have our fabulous Super Bowl snack. We've got our nice little sliders. We've got our guacamole. We have our veggie dip. And we have our cucumber pretzel bites, which are delicious. Getting all the caps on those sliders. Oh yeah. They're kind of messy. That's okay. Finger foods are fun. There's our sliders. Gonna hand them over. Got our guacamole. I'm gonna hand that over too. And we have our pretzel crisps. We only have one right now, but it's really easy to freeze the rest of them. So I'm gonna eat this one, and I'll see you next time on the Starving Student.